What's up, good people? It's your boy Leroy McKenzie Jr. Y'all know what it is. It's the brand new development series brought to you by JNF Enterprises and Black Professional Men, where it is our mission to secure the future of the African American male, and we do that by educating, activating, and elevating you. So here's what we do. Y'all know what we do on the brand new development series. We bring you people, we give you knowledge, information, and resources that you'll be able to use in your personal life as well as in your professional life. And this time is no different than any other. And I have a special guest today coming to you. As I mentioned to you, we're going to be talking about how to not just have an event, but to have an experience, to take people from having an event to just having an event to having an experience. And the young lady that I have here today to do that with us is none other than Miss Rose Neal from Virtuous Occasions. She's going to be here to talk to us about everything event that has to do with event planning, so that when you do that next event that you have coming up, you will call Virtuous Occasions and says, I need to make my event an experience, and she will be the one to be able to do that. So we're going to bring her in just to introduce herself, and then we're going to go into talking about having great events. So I want to thank you for joining us, Miss Rose, and we appreciate you coming and joining us on the show today. How are you?
Oh, doing well, having a virtuous day, grand and virtuous all together. How are you?
I know that's good. I know that's right. Always. So the way that I like to kind of start things off is by having our guests and people that come on talk to the audience just a little bit about themselves, who they are, and then what they do and how they got started in just a little bit about their background, and then how they got started into the industry and business that they're in. So tell the people just a little bit about you and how you got into being in the event planning business.
Well, okay. I first want to take this opportunity to say thank you to JNF and also the Black Professional Men for allowing us the opportunity and the platform to be available to speak with you. I am a Cambridge, Maryland, Eastern Shore, Dorchester County.
Down on the shore, I know it well because I used to go to school down there at UMES. So
Yeah, born and raised there all my life, and I actually have experienced a lot of different things as it relates to the event planning, and it was as early as my 18th year of birth. Actually, when I turned 18, I married, and I was the designer, I was the coordinator, the manager, the facilitator, and all of that of my wedding. I think we had at that time a great amount of people, maybe about, I would say, a medium-sized event. All of the attendees were excited about being there. They loved the decor. They loved everything, all of the details that was put into it. They absolutely loved it. And as a result, I had a couple of brides and grooms to approach me to have me to do their own event, their own wedding, and it just evolved from there. I also, being church oriented and connected, coordinated conferences and conventions and different types of things for the women and for the different churches and organizations. And so that allowed me to have a great exposure to the industry. And it also helped me in continuing to brand myself, even though I had not had decided about a business opportunity or venture at that point. As we say, the good Lord knows what he wants and he orders your steps. And so I truly believe that has been a great thing for me. We are a boutique event planning agency located in Aberdeen, Maryland, Hartford County, and we are serving the DMV and surrounding areas, do quite a bit of coordinating with individuals who want to create grand and luxury high-end events.
Mm.
From the concept to the completion, we are there, and we are able to assist clients that are planning to have social events, charitable events, organizational, political events, or even celebratory, from weddings to birthdays to retirements to even celebration of life. One quick point about that celebration of life, most of the time you lose someone that you love and it's all over in some cases, but in another way, you can continue to celebrate that individual by doing a celebration of life event for them, which I just did last month for my mother, and it turned out spectacular. The
Mm-hmm.
loved it, had great comments about the details of it, about the decor, about the planning, the venue, the whole thing. So we basically are, we're a mission to inspire, to impact, to educate, and to give an experience like none other, so you can have an experience of memories. And we're just going to set the stage for lasting memories. So I give it to you like this. Virtuous Occasions is here, and we are available to assist and to help you create your grandest event. We are here to help you create your most simplest yet elegant event. 5-star, we'll take it there. If you just want something simple, we'll work within that. So we're here to help you. Our desire is to make you smile and you happy and you proud of your event that you put on.
Wow, and it's interesting that you say that, because I never even, until you just said it, I never thought of in terms of a funeral, or the celebration of life service, having an event plan. And of course you think about the funeral homes doing what they do, and all this as far as the service goes, and everything. But even when you get into the, I guess, the repast and the things that will go on after that, that's something that until you just mentioned that you would, that you could use or would use an event planner for, because it takes the load off of the family of having to kind of worry about putting all of that together. They may make certain decisions and stuff like that, but it makes one less thing that takes off of their plate of having to take care of in those times and everything like that. So that's awesome to have that, to be able to do that.
Absolutely. I'd like to add to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my mother has been in heaven for 10 years. And so
Uh-huh.
it was a memorial
Mm-hmm.
event for her. And we wanted to celebrate her life. And so the family came together. And, you hear often, I'm so glad that we're here together. I heard it a lot on my event. We're here together and it's not a funeral. We're here together
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a sad occasion.
Right.
And we are having a ball. It was just like they did a reflection of our mom, and it's their auntie, it was their sister, it was their co-worker. My mom was their friend. My mom was everything to everyone. And so is other folks in different circles, everything to everyone. So we wanted to honor our mother in that way and to keep her legacy alive. And that is what I encourage everyone to do, is to do something for someone who you love, to keep their legacy alive. They will continue to thrive, and so will you, because you will be proud of keeping them alive.
Absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So tell me, what's the importance of having an event planner to having a successful event or an experience? How does that play? Because a lot of people think that I can put something together, and I can plan this and plan that. What makes an event planner um, helpful in being able to go from just having an event? Because anybody can have an event, but to have an experience, and like you were saying, setting the stage for lasting memories, to have a lasting memory from an event that they may put on.
Well, what I would say is event planning is, having an event planner is crucial to the event, simply because it saves time, It saves an individual stress, because it is very stressful. And a lot of folks, even though they are wannabe planners when it
Right.
comes to the details, and when it
Uh-huh.
making sure that you follow up, and when it comes to making sure that you have a schedule, when it comes to making sure that you have things in place, some things get left and some things get lost on the wayside. And so it is crucial that you have an event planner, because it's going to do a couple of things. If you do not have an event planner, a poor event is going to damage the organization or the business or the client. It's going to damage everything that it touches if
Right.
it's not
Right.
planned correctly. And we see it so many times where we go to different places and it's like, what? Oh, it's like,
What
so
were they doing is what
so it is definitely crucial to have that. A poor planned event is something that you cannot afford to have listed and associated with your name, either be a business, either be a person, anything. It just cannot be associated with you, because it is your reputation. Via
absolutely.
we Virtuous Occasions, we work with multiple networks of professionals, licensed individuals and certified individuals who we have on our preferred vendors list. And that is how we secure the accuracy of your event and the 100% satisfaction of the customer. So it's definitely planning an event is one thing. Having an event planner is a whole new ball game.
Well, I hope that people understand that, because, like you said, when you talk about having an event, whether it's on your a personal event that you may be putting on, or even especially on the professional side, when you're planning an event, you want to have an event that people come away with. Excuse me, that people come away with saying, wow, that was well put together. It was something that they will tell, not only come away, they'll come away talking about it, because it
Yes.
won't just be, oh, I went to, I went to this event that I had to go to and whatever. And you won't believe, trust me, because people will talk bad about you if the event if the event is bad, and if the food, and
It's
I'm
all
talking
about
from
reputation.
everything, from the food to
Yeah.
everything else, because I've done it myself. I've been in some events where, like, oh, that food was not good at all. I was like, I don't know what they was doing when they were picking out that menu. But so it is crucial that you have an event planner that is able to walk you through the process and
Yeah,
make things easier, because that's what I believe you all do. You make it easier for the
absolutely.
person that is putting together the event, that they are able to to be able to get things in place that they want, take their vision of the event and what they want to see, and
Right.
actually have it become the event that they had in their mind, and bring it to reality, those kinds of things. And when you pull that off, you are able to get people to say, wow, this is an organization, this is somebody who took the time to put this together. It's just like
But
somebody that takes the time to I say to dress well.
yes.
There's certain outfits you'd be like, wow, that's a well put together outfit. That
ab-
person took the time to think about it. They took the time to kind of make sure that this went with this, that went with that. And that's what I think that you all as event planners do. You make sure that when people come into the venue, that people say, wow,
wow.
that I would have never thought about. Let's say that table setting is something that I never thought I would, oh, I really like that. That looks really nice. That's something I would like to have at my next event, or something similar to that. So it's very important that you all understand what an event planner can do for you, but also it can take your business to that next level, or it can take your reputation, your
Yeah.
brand, and it can have people saying, you know what, yeah, I don't know if I want to do business with them, or I don't know if I want to go to that next event that they have. So I think that's important, that people understand the importance and what the part that you all play in making an event successful. But then, like I said, going from just having an event to actually giving people an experience. So
There,
I think that's right.
absolutely. We like,
Let me ask you this
yeah.
to kind of piggyback off of that. What's the one mistake that you think that that people think they know about doing an event that they don't know, and then what they need to know about an event, if that makes sense to you?
Okay, the one thing that people think they know, but they don't know, and then how to make that change, how to make that better. Is that your question? I
Well,
think.
just how do they? What's the one thing that you think that people who think that they can pull off an event without an event planner that they don't know that they need, that you think that they need to know, or the mistakes that they think about
Oh,
when it comes to doing an event
now if
themselves?
you let's just say if you're going to do a mom and pop show, that's what it is. But if
Mm,
you're going to be involving the public, you have to consider the insurances that are required for certain venues, and a lot of
mm,
people do not consider that. A lot of permits that are
mm,
required for venues if you are having adult beverages, and children are not welcomed at these events, and you have to know that so you can stay within the regulations of the venue and not create a problem for that venue, because after your event and you go home, all the decorations and stuff are cleaned up. You may have someone coming to you from a office, that has compliance and requirements that said, oh, you had an event here on Friday night, and you basically did not keep within the guidelines of the facility.
mm,
You had too many people here.
That's what I was
Had
going to say. Yeah, yeah, you have to consider that.
you had different things here. Some facilities will not allow you to use fog, and you need to know if they are
Okay.
to use fog or uplighting, or you need to know what they allow you to do before you decide to buy your decorations and stuff. Because most people, knowing what I know, they buy decorations unawares, and then they try to go into a facility, and the
Mm.
facility say, oh no, there's nothing on our walls.
Oh
You can
wow.
anything on our walls. And so you've got all of this uh, decor for the walls, and you can't use any of it because the venue requires you to not put anything on the walls. So stuff like that is really, really important. And a lot of people do not consider security and
Mm.
safety is another measure that a lot of
Wow.
people do not consider as it relates to an event. It
Mm.
literally challenges me a lot when I go to events and I'm looking around for security and I don't see security, because I'm like, okay, I might like you and they might like me, but somebody else might not like you. And
Mm.
so what happens if we get a brawl up in here? We in trouble because there is no security. So those are the things that, it sounds minute, however, it is vital, especially with all of the gun violence that we are experiencing in different areas, and it just comes out from nowhere. You
Mm.
cannot predict it. So I would think those are the main ones, and there's the other ones that are little details and things
Mm.
like that that people feel like they can do in and of themselves. However, the success is in the details, and
Exactly.
a lot of times if you don't detail it and get all those things right, it's going to cost you extra time, definitely more money, more stress, and it's just going to be an experience that you really don't want to remember.
Oh, right. Exactly. And I mean, and you touched on something that people don't necessarily, like you said, really like the legal ramifications of something happening at an event,
Yes.
and then making sure that, if there are special requirements that you may have, as somebody who's planning an event, and you don't know those kind of details, types of things, and you're
Hmm.
just going about talking with the venue about doing certain things, and all of a sudden you show up and then they tell you, well, no, we can't do this, we can't do that, and it's not something that you thought about covering in your contract. And
Right.
you can cut, you can, and that's where I think, to me, that's where an event planner comes in, where someone like you comes in, and your expertise says, you know, let me, hear the, what type of event that you're having, and then hear the things that you need to consider that we
Mhm.
have in the contract, because we know you're going to need this, we know you're going to need that. And let us make sure that the venue, you're able to make sure that the venue is accommodating to that, and
Right.
they don't have to necessarily wait for,
Right.
wait wait and find out, which would be horrible to find out at the last minute that you can't, that you can't have something or do something, like you said, something as simple as, or, well, we wanted to use fog because it's a fashion show or something like that or whatever. And they're like, well, no, this facility can't use
It'll
that.
set off the sprinkler system.
Right, right.
You know,
Or being overcapacitated, because them fire marshals don't play. They'll come in and
they do. Right.
shut a place down real quick. You
And
know.
then the event planner is also great for being creative and being innovative. Perfect example is I saw in my venue that I was using, one place that they had pictures on the wall. Those pictures were fixed pictures.
Hmm.
Don't get it twisted. They are there for a reason. So
Hmm.
when you're utilizing someone else's space, you got to be able to be creative. So what we did as Virtuous Occasions, we did a backdrop over the entire wall to
Okay.
cover those pictures. And we didn't touch any part of the wall. We just did a hanging curtain backdrop
Okay. Okay.
for the decor. And the pictures were still there.
Hmm.
However, they were behind
Right.
the backdrop. So we still had a beautiful design and the pictures were still there and we still stayed in compliance with the venue. And those are the things that the event planner can do and will do and should do for that event and for that client, so they can make innovative uh, designs and decisions for the best and the best quality and the best experience of that event.
Wow. And let's I'm gonna take that, and that's a perfect segue to my next question, because you said that Virtuous Occasions is a boutique event planning company. I hope I got that right. Now,
Agent.
what agency? I'm
Agent.
sorry. Right.
Yes.
Now, what makes Virtuous Occasions unique from other just regular event planning agencies? Because we talked about you all doing an event versus giving people an experience versus an event. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you all do that's different from other, from others?
Oh, absolutely. The first and foremost thing is we are highly organized. Organization is a must have when it comes to any type of event. You must have the ability to create binders and put different things in binders. And I know a lot of times we use the digital world for a lot of our things, and
Hmm.
that's cool if that's what you rock with. But a lot of times when you are doing different things, sometimes a binder is pretty good because you can basically know where exactly your stuff is and you have different things to show your client. Other things we use is calendars. Other things we use is contact lists. We have preferred clients and vendors that we use, and we
Uh,
have different informational sheets and different documents of things of that nature for the contracts and for the different waivers. Because that's one thing that I didn't mention, but I'd like to mention that as it relates to giving an experience that they will never forget and it be wonderful. A lot of times you have to complete and make sure your clients have signed waivers because a lot of people do not want their photos
mm,
photographed and put on the social media. So you have to make sure that that is something that is not going to be a problem for that event, because if that's going to be a problem, that waiver must be signed so there will not be any issues about that. So making sure those little things like that is done, highly organized, making sure your filing is correct, making sure that you have the right information in contracts that's going to be correct and accurate.
Well, let me ask you this. You talked about the photography. Now, if I'm having an event and I have a photographer there, you mean I would have to have people sign a waiver for my photographer to be able to, for us to be able to post those pictures of people at the event?
You should. You should.
Really?
Yes. Yes, you
Really?
should.
Because I've
Because
been at plenty of events, and and I see events that have photographers, and they have pictures all over the place, taking pictures, and then the person that's having the event, of course, they're gonna post the different pictures that they have. I'm even asking for them. Where my picture? I want mine because I want to put mine out there too and everything like that. But
yeah, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not a fan of it, but I understand it because a lot of individuals are having, well, let's just say they may not want to be seen in certain places,
well,
but
but
still want.
is that the is that the responsibility of the person putting on the event, or that person who is coming to a public event, because it's a public event, and knowing that there may be people who will be taking pictures, and if you don't want to be seen, or you somewhere let's say you somewhere you ain't supposed to be.
Well, when you go to the registration table, especially as an event planner,
Uh-huh.
when that registration table is sitting there, it's sitting there more than just to tell you where to sit. That registration table is there to basically have other forms that needs to be completed as well. So
Mm.
I know that is something that most people don't like to do because of the time consuming, but it's better safe than being sorry, because you never know what is going on or what have you. And I've seen where medical waivers are being signed anymore, because
Mm.
if you're doing different things and someone trip and fall, you need to be able to protect yourself and the venue,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
everyone is not considerate, and a lot of times people will have a legality case on you for an event that you had that
Right.
they hurt themselves on, and now you got to go to court for a suitcase that so it's crazy. I know it's crazy, but in all reality, it's something that has been created. The society has created such a I would say a system of, I'm gonna say, dishonesty, that you
Mm-hmm.
have to protect yourself with the
Right.
loyalties of your business, regardless of where it's at, regardless of who does what. You have
Mm-hmm.
to. And if the client that you have refuses that part of the event planning responsibility, then the
Mm-hmm.
client absorbs 100% of any damages,
Right.
anything that occurs. That client absorbs that. And so unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Other things that we do to ensure excellent event, and an event that is just going to be remembered, is we are networkers. We network with, as I said earlier, preferred vendors. We have qualified, uh, certified, licensed, professional caterers, photographers, you name it, whatever it takes, vocalists, whatever it takes for your event is what we have for you. We also have, we'll get into that a little bit later, but we also have checklists that we do. And that's a tracking tool that we use to assure that our clients' goals and guidelines and things are satisfied. We also have something that we call as old school time management. This new
Mm-hmm.
school, I don't know what the new school call it, but it's still old school to me. And that's
Exactly.
the establishment and implementation of different things. Time management. Okay, I have this much time to do this. I've got to do this on this day. This is what needs to be done. All of that has to be taken in place, in consideration for an awesome event. Then you have, we're personable. We are friendly. It's always been my goal to meet people and to make them laugh. I have this thing about me where I never meet a stranger, and I always want to make someone happy, and I want them to be feeling comfortable in my presence. And so that's what we do for that. You also have to be a good listener, a good communicator, because if one person says I want purple and another person says I want green, that kind of has an issue. So you got to kind of be a mediator of that And then, of course, the last one is we're creative and we're productive. And then we're also multitasking. So it's more to the event planning than just, okay, let's come get together and we're going to have a party.
Right, right.
And that was just a real quick, that wasn't even everything. That was just a real quick scope of the event planning.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about, and you may go into a little more detail in this part with that. You may be able to use that. But what are the principles that you use as an event planner to be able to assist your clients with taking an event from just, like you said, just an event that people will come to actually saying, wow, giving them an experience that they will remember. What do you all do to be able to, what principles do you kind of apply in order to be able to assist your clients like that?
Well, the first thing is we will sit with them and have a 30-minute consultation. That's the first thing. I want to build a relationship. My goal is to build a relationship, get to know the person. I can't have an event for you if I don't know you. If I don't know your desires, if I don't know your likes, if you are a individual who is susceptible to not liking a certain verbiage, I need to know what your content is. I need to know what you like, what some of your pet peeves and things like that. And you'd be surprised what information you can receive when you just have a one-on-one with them. There can be visual, it could be digital, it could be on the phone, or it could be in person. It doesn't matter how it's done as long as it's done. And that's a free consultation, 30 minutes, free consultation. Anything after that, that'll be a charge on that. We also, we're kind of like the runners for the individual. So if you want a hotel and you want to have your event at a hotel, we'll negotiate with the hotel for different prices. We'll even book your room and like a whole booking instead of it being one price. Well, if you have a booking of 20 rooms, then you'll get a reduced price. So that's the type of things we do. We also meet with the vendors. We also introduce you to the vendors, either digital or in person, depending on what the customer wants or the client wants. If they want to be they want to see who they're going to be working with as it relates to the different areas, then that's fine. We have preferred vendor profiles that we've developed on everyone that we network with, so we can have information for the client. We also supervise the event from concept to completion and day of event right there. We have events where we interact with the guests. For example, the event that we just did in October, the staff that helped us and assisted us, they walked away with a thank you bag. It was just a little bag of personal little things, and it had a card in it to say thank you very much for supporting Virtuous Occasions and being here, making this event so special. Just a little touch goes a long ways, and that
absolutely
goes to the client as well. If we find that the client has a special person that's going to be there, so like we had my cousin came in from Texas. That's a huge track. So if the client has someone that's special, they come in from a long distance or whatever, we'll ask them, would you like for them to be recognized, or would you like for them to have a little small thank you gift? Something that I think that really pulls on the heartstrings of the client, and it makes that event, even though it's, the event is pretty much done, it still sets the tone for a lasting memory.
Absolutely. And I think that people sometimes they don't add that personal touch when it comes to events, or even, like you said, building relationships. Because my thing is about building relationships. And I was watching the video yesterday of Byron Allen, who was in the entertainment field and business and stuff like that. But he talked about building relationships. He talked about being in position to be
Mm-hmm.
successful building it. And that's what these kind of things do, because when you're building a relationship, it's more than just, okay, I'm doing an event for you, all right, we do it, it's done, boom. It's, it's those little things that will mean a lot. And it
Oh
will, I
yeah.
think, to me, it can be the difference between somebody saying, okay, I had this event that I do with you, and then, hey, I have another event that I want you to do for me, but I have a couple other people that I know that
Exactly.
are doing events
That,
that I'm going to refer you to, just
yeah.
because of those little things. So it's important that people realize that you have event planners that will take the time to do those kind of things, because that's not only meeting the needs of your clients, but also exceeding their expectations, because a lot of people won't expect it, but when they do get it and they receive it, it's like wow, they
All right.
actually took the time to, to say thank you.
Exactly.
They appreciate the work that I put into it to make
Exactly.
their to make their work easier and everything like
Exactly.
that. So
Yeah.
that definitely will make, I think, to me, can make the difference between just having an event and then, like you said, having an experience, giving someone an experience with it, with what they're doing and stuff. So can you talk a little bit about the products and services that Virtuous Occasions offers for people? Because we want people to know that we're here, and that's why we're here talking. We want them to know what products and services that you have that people can actually use and everything. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before I forget, I want to say everyone, every first time client, they get a 10% discount. I have to say that off bat, because
Mm.
when I start talking about our services and things, I
Uh-huh.
just get so excited that I sometimes forget. I don't mean to forget, but I sometimes forget. So I want to say that. I also want to say that we have two different types of pricing. We have a
Okay.
la carte services that has
Mm.
its own line of rates and everything, and then we have bundled packages, and
Mm.
that has its own line. So basically what we're doing is we're sharing with everyone all of our services, and you can create your own event from the a la carte, or you can pick your own from the bundles. And so with
Okay.
that said, here we go. Setting the stage for lasting memories. We have entertainment. We have, included in the entertainment, is vocalists, speakers, MCs, hostesses, officiants. We have into the entertainment, we have musicians, we have keyboardists, we have live bands, we have musicologists, we have DJs, we have stage performers of puppeteers, ventriloquists, face painters, balloon artists. We have magicians, and we have mime dancers. That's the entertainment. For the event coordinating, we have the day of event coordinator, if you just want someone to coordinate for that particular day.
Oh,
Or
okay.
we
Mm.
have the event specialist who will coordinate from the concept to the completion of your event. Then we
Okay.
move on to, we have catering services. So we have caterers who is going to do the food and the menu, prep and delivery, from rental equipment to end load and setup of the food. And we also have a catering coordinator. A caterer and a catering coordinator are two different things.
Mm.
They can be paired together
Right.
and can be separated. So a catering coordinator is someone who's going to sit with you and make sure that that menu is basically what you want, and it's going to be negotiable with that caterer, because some caterers have certain prices that others, don't. So you want to
Right.
make sure that whatever you have in that, even especially when it's seafood, market value plays part for everything anymore.
Mm.
So all of these, I do want to say before I go any further, all of these are based on quotes, and they are based upon the size of the event, the location of the event. Is based on multiple facets of your event. So that is why the consult is so important to do when you're thinking about doing an event. Okay, moving on. Visual and digital. We have LED uplighting services. We have photographer, videographer. We also have implemented something that was really cool, and that is legacy and historical program. Basically, what it is I go back to one of the events that I did. They had pictures, and what we did was we put all those pictures in a file, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then we was able to take that file and we were able to share that entire file with the guests, and you would be surprised of the comments that were made, like, where'd you get that picture from? How did you get that picture? Then we actually did, for the legacy part, we actually did a video. We went and did a video of the hometown, okay?
Mm.
It had a person that had much history of that area. They did
Mm-hmm.
a video. That video was basically put together and played at the actual event as well. It was super because the individuals were like, I didn't know that happened. I didn't know that was the case. I didn't know that's where they came from. I didn't know I was related to that person. It just went from one thing to another. So we did have that, and that was really a super service, and we love that service that we provide. Then we have venue exploration. We will sit with you, and if you're not sure where you want to have your event,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we have other places, and we have recommendations that we can make for you to help you with that. So that's the
Right.
service. We also will stage, design, set up, break down, all of that. That's a part of the venue services. And then we have on-site services, which we have makeup artists, we have nail techs, hair designers, we even have
Mm.
jewelry, we even have jewelry consultants for
Oh,
individuals
wow.
who want to have jewelry. So let's just play it out. Let's say you have an event and you want to go to a barber, and you don't want to go to the barber. You want the barber come to you. Well, the barber
Mm-hmm.
comes to you at your residence while you're getting dressed, day of the event. Barber
Oh,
comes to
okay.
you, or the hairstylist comes to you, or the nail tech comes to you, or the makeup tech comes to you, does your
Mm-hmm.
makeup, does your hair on
Oh,
site.
wow.
You are. If it's at the venue, they will come and do that on site where you are. I'll never
Right.
forget. Never forget when you're doing events and stuff like that, if you got to make an appointment to go somewhere, you've got to consider the time of travel and the traffic, and you've got to consider the cost of the service and, all that stuff. So you might be late for your own event if you got to put all that stuff in there. So you never, so to assure that you're not late, you might as well have someone on site to do what you need done. So we have that, and those are a la carte. We will have that. You can pick and choose
Okay.
day by day what you want of that. And then here are the bundles. Now these bundles are basically standard. We have a package called standard. We have a premier package, an elite package, and an ultimate package. And so how they work is a certain amount of services are bundled together in the standard package.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then for a certain price. So you'd have 2 or 3 a la carte services bundled together as a
Okay.
bundle. And you have that one price. Now, if you take a look at the a la carte and you put the bundles together, we sincerely and highly recommend the bundle packages, because you will basically get more bang for your buck as it
Right.
relates to the
Right.
bundle. But we have the a la carte just so, because somebody might say, well, I don't want all that. I don't need all that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
very well. Pick and choose what you need. But here are the bundles. Again, standard is 2 to 3 a la carte services. Premier is the same, 2 to 3 a la carte services, but the hours of endurance changes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
one, you'd have 3 hours, and for another, you have 5 hours, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the same services. Then
Right.
you have, so you've got 3 to 4 a la carte services, and you can have that up to a certain amount of hours. And then the last one, ultimate, you have any 6 of the a la carte services. You can bundle those up, and that will endure for a certain amount of hours. And all of those have one-time rates on that to help ensure your event will be basically an event of remembrance.
Well, I mean, and that's a lot, and and I like your concept, because what that does is it gives people a one-stop shop, and
It
they
is.
come and get everything that they need with Virtuous Occasions. They're
Yeah.
able to come sit down with you, and you all have thought out pretty much everything that
That's
somebody
an event
could need.
planner.
Right, exactly. That you could need at an event. I mean, you even I mean, you went from a barber all the way to a nail tech, where they can have that person, will have that person to come out to them, where they don't even have to worry about, oh, I mean, I know how y'all women are. I got to go get my hair done. I got
Yeah.
to this, that. You all will have that person right there
Yes.
for them, and they don't even have to worry about having to go somewhere where where the makeup artist or the stylist will actually come to them. And I think that's great, because to me, 21st century thinking is having a one-stop shop. And when I think of that, and I thought about this years ago when I saw the concept. I was working for a company called Extended Stay, and it's a hotel chain.
Yes, it is.
But
Yes.
but
Yeah.
but Extended Stay is one type of hotel that they have. They have extended stay, then they have a tier that's above extended stay, which was something, I want to say some, I forgot the name of the
Is it an
hotel.
embassy or something?
Nah, it was called Studio Plus. It was called
Studio.
Studio Plus, extended stay, and then they had one brand that was right below that particular brand, and it varied in the price ranges depending
Mm-hmm.
on the type of client that you were, and the money that you wanted to spend, the budget that you had. You could
Right.
stay at those. And Men's Warehouse has done the same thing, where they have Joseph A. Banks, because they
All
own
right.
Joseph A. Banks. They
Right.
have Men's Warehouse, and
Yeah.
they have K&G. Same concept.
Yeah.
Walmart puts everything in their store that you could want. You can go to the grocery store, you can go clothes shopping,
Yes.
and you can go to the pharmacy and the eye doctor, all in one place. So when you have those companies that think like this,
Yes.
I think I think it creates this. It benefits the company, because you can then say, wow, it's going to hit this particular target market, it's going to hit this particular target market, and you have a wide range of various incomes that you hit,
Yes.
because you're going to get from the person, like you said, the high end person who has a boot, who wants the ambiance, the all the bells and whistles that you
Yeah.
got, all the
Yeah.
bells and whistles that you want. I
Yes.
want
Yeah.
everything you got in there. I want that, and that, all the way down to, like you said, somebody who may be working with a smaller budget, and say, well,
Absolutely.
you know what, I can only do these three things. So let me take these three things, and I can work with those three things for
Yeah.
an event. So I think that's an awesome concept that you
Thank
have there, for
you.
people to be able to come and be a one-stop shop, because you meet the needs of a variety of type of clients. So I
Thank you.
think that's great. That is awesome. So tell people how they can reach and connect with Virtuous Occasions, so that they can book that next event with you.
Oh, right. Virtuous Occasions. Virtuous Occasions. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Virtuous Occasions. You can email us at virtuous.occasions2019@gmail.com. And our website is virtuousoccasions.com.
Oh, cool. Now, does Virtuous Occasions have any events that you want to talk about, that you have coming up for individuals, that they can kind of look out for, and then I'm gonna ask you about 2020 going forward.
Oh, wow. For upcoming events, Virtuous Occasions is doing
Because
quite a
you
bit.
got the holidays coming up, so I know people trying to throw parties.
Well, Virtuous Occasions is basically doing just a, I would say, a community volunteer support. for a annual prayer breakfast coming up in a few weeks. And we basically are going to be vocalists there. We'll share more information on that as it gets a bit closer. But we're going to be doing that. Again, keep in mind, we do have vocalists, we have performers and different stage acts for available marketing and things of that nature. So we quite versatile in that. So that's what we have. We're still working on a couple of things in reference to sponsorships and things of that nature. So we're looking to do all that. At this point, we are just kind of keeping a low profile on the events because we want to make sure that as we solidify them, we're able to put them out. So my biggest thought process is just follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you will see everything that we are into, because we're about a grand work and we are doing a lot of things. And one thing I will say while it's in my mind and in my heart is we are about a kingdom investment. One thing I really like, and I don't want to sound too spiritual, but I want to portray the fact that this that we do is an investment into the kingdom and the community. So everything that we do, it has a flavor and I would say a feeling of we want to give back, and we want to make sure that as we're giving back, we are being very good stewards over what the good Lord has given to us to be stewards over. So we definitely want to keep that in mind, and just to share that, because we are giving back. I call it like this. I have 2 I's and 2 E's. The 2 I's is we're here to inspire and to create impact. Those are 2 I's. And the 2 E's is we're here to educate and experience, to give the individual an experience. So just keep looking for us, and we will be doing the 2 I's and the 2 E's throughout every event that we have.
Absolutely. And I think that is awesome. That is great. So when you all are planning your next event or thinking about having your event, we want the first people to come to your mind is, I need to connect with Virtuous Occasions, because like I'm big on connecting, building, and growing, and Virtuous Occasions will assist you and be able to do that. They want to connect with you. They're going to give you not just an event, as we've been saying. It's not going to just be an event. They are going to give you an experience, so that when people come away from your event, they will have what was it that you said, Rose? Set the stage for lasting memories. I love that. They set the stage for lasting memories. I think that is an awesome, awesome tagline. You know, that's your tagline for 2020, right? That's it right there. Set the stage. 2020 set the stage for lasting memories. That's it right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes,
that is it right there. And everything that Virtuous Occasions, I can attest to this, that everything that Virtuous Occasions puts together does set the stage for lasting memories. You come away with memories. You come away with not just being and going to an event, but you come away with a thinking of, wow, that's how an event is supposed to come off. And I just a quick example, because I know we got to go, but I went to an event 2012, and it was a workshop for entrepreneurs, and I don't know if you're familiar with her. Dr. Cindy Trim she was the keynote, and she spoke, and to this day I still rave about that event that she spoke at and that she does, because I came away with knowledge, information, and resources that she was not afraid to share with us, the audience. And like you said, and that event has a lasting impression on me because of that very thing. She wasn't afraid to share the information, the knowledge that she had, because I mean, she was just a plethora of knowledge. I mean, I had pages of notes that I took just from being at that event with her, and she made it that way. She made that event so special for me that I mean, I got the CDs because it was like five, I think like five,
A
six.
series, yeah.
Yeah, a series, because it was that long. She spoke for, I know, every bit of like 2-3 hours, so they had to, they had to break it up. But I came away from that event with it being a lasting memory for me because of that very thing and the things that she was able to do. And I think that Virtuous Occasions does that very same thing for people, where when they come away from the event, it'll be, years from now, they'll have pictures, they'll have all of those things that they will just take from even from the decor. They'll remember, wow, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing this type of thing, or this is something that I've never seen before, and that takes them into remembering something when they go to the next event. And trust me, when it's 5-star and people see that, they notice it when they go to another
Oh,
event. They be like,
yeah.
oh, nah, I know this is not a Virtuous Occasions event. Because they
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah. Yes.
So before we go, one more time, I want you to give people your contact information, how they can connect with you in order to be able to book Virtuous Occasions for the next event. Okay.
All right. Yes. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me and follow me on that, Virtuous Occasions. That's where we are. For our website, it's virtuousoccasions.com. And also for the email, it's virtuous.occasions with an S on the end, 2019 @gmail.com.
So that's it, Miss Rose. I want to thank you, thank you, thank you. You were phenomenal. I
Oh,
thank you for taking the time out to come in and speak with our audience, to let them know the importance of having an event planner, and how you all make not just an event, but you make an experience for people, and that makes a difference in the business sector as well as in the personal sector when people are looking to do an event. So when you're looking to do your next event, you certainly want to use Virtuous Occasions to be able to assist you in being able to create creating lasting memories for you, and setting the stage for lasting memories for yourself and for others. So I appreciate you coming on, appreciate you
thank
sharing your
you.
knowledge,
Thank
sharing your
you.
wisdom, and what people are able to do, and the things that business owners or people that are considering doing events need to consider when they're putting on their events, because it's important that if you want to have a 5-star event, then you have to have 5-star people, and
Exactly.
and, and Virtuous Occasions
Thank,
is such a company that is going to be able to give you that. So I appreciate you, and I
thank you.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
being with us. And y'all know what it is. We're here. Want y'all to join us next time on the on the brand new development series. We thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all know what it is. 2019, chase the impact, because when you chase the impact, you change the world. 2020, it's about being fast and furious and being finding your purpose and moving in your passion. So we'll talk to y'all soon.